It's your boy Jay checking in. Listen up, family. It seems some beefs never die. Super Bowl 53 has been held in the cultural super city of New Orleans, Louisiana, and with Jay-Z being the head of the Super Bowl's halftime performances, you'd think with Jay's knowledge of culture, it would be a no-brainer to have a Louisiana legend like Lil Wayne, who's put in so much work in the rap game, headlining. I mean, the amount of hits, not only solo, but including collabs, are uncountable. And let's remember his once signed artists who still love and respect Wayne, Drake and Nicki Minaj. They all have a great relationship today, and Wayne could easily bring them out and have arguably one of the greatest halftime shows of all time. But this won't be the case. There will be no Louisiana artist headlining the 2024 halftime show. It will be the first solo rap artist performance, and that monumental inaugurational moment will go to none other than the boogeyman himself, Kendrick Lamar. Now, I know on the surface, this may just seem like Kendrick Lamar, one of the greatest rappers of all time, who currently has the biggest song in 2024 with Not Like Us, being rewarded with a Super Bowl halftime show. But I assure you, it's way more to the story than that. I mean, just think about it. The next two Super Bowls are being held in California, which would make way more sense for Kendrick Lamar to solo headline either or. And let's not forget, Kendrick Lamar has been a part of the 2022 Super Bowl performance that featured Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, while on the other hand, Lil Wayne has never graced the Super Bowl stage. Listen, this move was a direct smack in the face to Lil Wayne, but to understand it, you have to understand the beef with not only Wayne and Jay-Z, but the beef with Drake and Jay-Z as well. So Wayne and Jay's beef really began just as competition. Who's the best? Jay-Z dropped his first solo studio album in 1996 at the age of 26, and Lil Wayne's first album released just 3 years later at the age of 16. Their discographies as far as solo studio projects don't differ much, with Wayne having 14 solo albums and Jay having 13. They've both been a part of classic collaboration albums, but where Wayne really made his name was during his mixtape era. Wayne began dropping mixtapes with his group known as The Squad in 2002, where they would jack popular rap beats. But by 2007, Wayne was scorching hot, dropping his own solo mixtapes that had hip-hop and a chokehold. He dropped a mixtape called The Job 3 in 2007, a mixtape that is widely regarded as the greatest mixtape of all time. And during this time, Wayne was really going for the throne, but Jay-Z was retired. But that wouldn't last for long. As Wayne was scorching hot, Jay would leave his retirement at the end of 2006 and drop his return album called Kingdom Come. He led with the single Show Me What You Got, and a few months later, Wayne would drop a classic freestyle to this track. At the time, Jay reached out to Wayne to say, "I see you." At least that's how Wayne tells it. But on Drink Champs podcast featuring Wayne, Jay-Z admits he had to take a long look in the mirror and question if he still had what it took.
When he raps on Show Me What You Got, I had to take a long walk and look at myself in the mirror. And I said, are you sure you still got this?
When it comes down to this recording, I must be LeBron James if he's Jordan.
Now, although Wayne's and Jay's beef started from who's musically better, it took a twist soon after. You see, Cash Money Records fell apart, and the only artist who stayed was Wayne. But even Wayne at one time was on the verge of leaving Cash Money Records to be on Rockefeller.
I just signed a deal with my mother, Jay-Z.
But Wayne would not only stay at Cash Money, he would single-handedly carry Cash Money and his own record label, Young Money, on his back and sign what we know now to be two of the greatest artists of all time as well, Drake and Nicki Minaj.
So yeah, the conversation was about me joining Def Jam or the Rockefeller team or whatever. And you know, we didn't agree on certain things or whatever the situation was, it didn't work out.
Now, during the time Wayne was rising, Birdman was making some claims as well.
Jay-Z just got voted #1 by MTV, #1 MC. What do you make of that?
I don't think he's the #1 MC.
Wow, okay.
In no
Wayne.
kind of way. Wayne the best, he do the most, and he make the most money.
A claim that Jay-Z would respond to on Angie Martinez's radio show.
being lyrical is just a matter of opinion. It's who you like. So, you know, that's his opinion. As far as money, I mean, if he's that confident, you know, I give him a little glimpse. It's crazy.
Both artists would trade disses on tracks at each other.
Really, you got baby money? Talk about baby money. I got your baby money.
Now, Wayne would continue his legendary run in hip-hop, while Jay-Z would make moves that transcended hip-hop. Wayne was introduced to an artist by the name of Drake by J. Prince Jr. And as I touched on earlier, an artist Wayne would go on to sign to his record label, Young Money Records. Drake was considered to be next up early in his career after releasing the mixtape So Far Gone and being backed by the hottest rapper in the game at the time. Drake's first album featured the likes of Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, Young Jeezy, and even Jay-Z himself. Very star-studded for a freshman album, right? So on the same album, Drake took what could be considered a shot at Jay-Z on his outro song, where he stated, "Your idols become your rivals."
You make friends with Mike, but got an AI for your survival.
And a few years later, Drake would criticize Jay in a Rolling Stone article about Jay's 12th studio album, Magna Carta Holy Grail, where he stated it's like Hov can't drop bars these days without at least 4 art references, which led to Jay-Z responding in a freestyle over Drake's featuring Soulja Boy song, We Made It, which is kind of a shot itself if you know Jay. He did the same thing to Joe Budden's Pump It Up beat, where he calls Joe worthless and compares him to Sean Bradley.
Sorry, Mr. Drizzy, for so much y'all talk. Silly me rapping about shit that I really bought.
Now, Drake and Jay, just as Wayne and Jay, are frenemies. They've always shown each other respect publicly, but Wayne nor Drake have ever been shy about going for the throne.
The best rapper alive, the next rapper in line.
Best rapper alive since the best rapper retired.
Drake has never been shy about going at the throne either.
I know I said top 5, but I'm top 2 and I'm not 2.
Now, Wayne did show Drake and Nicki Minaj the ropes of the industry and assisted in both of their overall success. But while Wayne was leading his new pack of young artists, Jay-Z was steps ahead, making big business moves. So in 2016, NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick began kneeling before games due to the injustice of the police. This was not something the NFL wanted to see. So their answer was Jay. Jay-Z was the bridge between the NFL players and the front office that didn't want the athletes kneeling before the games. And how was by making Jay a part of the NFL. The league appointed Jay-Z as the head of the NFL's halftime performances. For almost the last 10 years, it's been up to Jay-Z who performs during the halftime show.
I'm not going to sit here and talk to him about entertainers. He knows that business. What we have to do is figure out how do we support that.
And it's been pretty obvious. I mean, think about it. Since Jay has been in charge, the culture has been represented. We've seen Rihanna, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and even Snoop Dogg literally gangbanging during the halftime performance. We've seen 50 Cent, but we almost didn't.
Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy.
50 and Jay have been beefing since 50 dropped How to Rob early in his career. He dissed most rappers in the hip-hop game, but with Jay, their friction never ended. 50 Cent has never been shy about dissing Jay-Z at any point of his career.
When he's saying he's not afraid of 50 Cent, why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z? Anybody that would openly be afraid of somebody would be a complete punk where I'm from.
50 Cent would not have graced the Super Bowl stage if it wasn't for Eminem stepping up on his behalf.
Look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. Mm-hmm. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? And I told him to come pull up on me. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent.
Now, to take a quick step back, we got to remember the issue was NFL athletes kneeling before games. This is what Jay had to say on that issue.
I think we've passed kneeling.
Jay was heavily criticized for this move during the time. And Nicki Minaj even alluded to this after the Super Bowl announcement. She tweeted, one nigga took a knee, the other nigga took a bag. Jay has even been called a capitalist due to moves like this. And the once New Jersey Nets being moved to Brooklyn was forced residents out of their homes, with many having nowhere to go. And while Jay was the face of the movement, he was only actually a 1% owner in the team. He sold his piece of the share when he began his own sports agency. Which brings us to 2024. Drake and Kendrick Lamar had the biggest rap battle in hip-hop history. A back and forth for the ages. Some believe Kendrick Lamar won, but nevertheless, the Super Bowl has found its way back to New Orleans. And with Jay-Z being in charge of the halftime show, we think someone from the culture, of the culture, and someone who understands the importance of New Orleans' position in music and culture will put his petty beefs to the side and allow New Orleans to represent themselves at home. But on September 8th, 2024, we got the announcement that Kendrick Lamar would be headlining the 2024 Super Bowl halftime solo. When the announcement went out, the culture was outraged.
Lil Wayne not to be performing in New Orleans for the Super Bowl is egregious. It's one person who's stopping this.
But this time it really hit hard when you don't have Lil Wayne on the show. I don't see how y'all don't have Lil Wayne doing the halftime show.
Even Master P, who is an ambassador of the halftime show, disagreed. He stated in a tweet, Lil Wayne should be a part of this celebration as well. He's one of the greatest hip-hop artists alive, still relevant, and he's a New Orleans native. So why would Jay-Z make Kendrick Lamar the headliner of the Super Bowl? Especially with the 2026 Super Bowl being held in Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, and the 2027 Super Bowl being held at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Well, the answer is two birds, one stone. Jay has the opportunity to disrespect both his ops in one play, and that's exactly what he's doing. Jay knows this isn't the halftime show the fans want, nor is it a better placement for Kendrick Lamar. I'm sure Kendrick would rather solo headline either Super Bowl being held on his own coast in his own state. You could say this is Jay's way of making sure the two guys some may debate is better than him can't add certain stats to their legacy. I mean, there's not much either Wayne or Drake haven't done in their career at this point. The list of things they haven't versus have is very small. Wayne and Jay were just spotted a few weeks ago at a Fanatics Fest held in New York, and all seemed okay between the two, but looks can be deceiving. Birdman himself, the 5-star stunner, as well as many others, saw this as a sign of disrespect from Jay-Z, with Birdman tweeting, SMFH. These niggas pussy, at Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne. I'm gonna make sure these niggas respect us on Gladys. Hating shit for real, with Nicki Minaj dropping a slew of tweets as well, talking about the disrespect shown by Jay-Z. In my opinion, Jay-Z's business moves landed him a checkmate, and although I don't agree with it, nor would I ever allow my personal feelings to interfere with something so culturally relevant, Jay has the opportunity to quote-unquote Lil Boy two of his biggest competitors. It's a clown move, but only a clown move a billionaire with power and influence could make. Now, let me be clear. I'm sure Kendrick Lamar will put on a great performance. This isn't about him at all. Kendrick is a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent, and I'm positive that the Super Bowl halftime will be a success. But if you think for one moment Jay-Z is not invested in Kendrick becoming even bigger, or invested in ensuring Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj do not grace that Super Bowl stage, you're sadly mistaken. Kendrick Lamar was rewarded with a Super Bowl performance due to his battle performance against Drake. That's for sure.
That hurt. Hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. Y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. It broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together. But my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family. I'm working on me, and I'm working. So, thank you.
Family, you tell me what you think about this situation. Hit the sub, drop a comment, leave a like. I drop daily content. I'm out.